great festive day here around the food bank that we look forward to because of the energy that it brings into the building. And it was such a good event, even the sun couldn't stay away today. So we're happy to see the sun and see all of you here. Before we get started with our program, we'd like to ask the great Truman High School band to lead us in the national anthem, if they would, please. The next gentleman really needs no introduction, so I would just introduce him by saying he's a great friend to this cause, a great friend to the food bank, and a great friend to this community. And we'll welcome Neil Rubin to be our master of ceremonies once again.
Thank you, Ray. I come every year just for the cool t-shirts. Welcome, everybody. And thank you. Taylor Truman High School Marching Band here yet again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And their director, Jason Cassell. I don't know about you guys. I am fired up. I come out here every year and see that caravan of postal vans. I get choked up every year. Is it that cool, or am I just a sap? But I love it. It's going to be a great morning. You're here with the same old drive and determination. I'm here with the same old jokes. Would remind you, it's such a great cause that it's easy to get on a roll. We once saw Audrey Fernandez do 15 minutes about a can of mixed vegetables. I've been asked to remind you there are a lot of speakers, so please, don't take too long up here, unless you're one of those people who came with bodyguards. And then you can take just as long as you want. And if you're Lloyd Wesley, you can take even longer than that. You can take till tomorrow. I'm still going to be here listening. That's even better than the t-shirts. You want to talk about a highlight. We're going to lead off with someone who first became known to us here in Michigan as an NBA Hall of Famer with the Detroit Pistons, became a successful businessman, became the mayor of Detroit, and is the tallest jockey ever to win a Kentucky Derby. Mayor Dave Bing.
Thank you very much, Neil, and to all of you that are here that are doing God's work. I would tell you that this morning, some of my key staff members and I had to go into the office at about 6:30 and prepare for this annual Pancakes and Politics. I see a good friend of mine here, Bob Picano, so But we are now got this traveling group, if you will, that's called the Big Four, that Bob and I like to opt out. Because we're out talking to people about the same thing, 5 or 6 times a year. It's a road show that I don't think we really enjoy. This is what I enjoy because it's about people. It's about real people. It's about people that need help. It's about people helping people. It's just not about talking heads, getting up, saying all the things that a lot of politicians like to say. But we're in a city and we are in a time where there are a lot of people that are in need. And so for your coming out today, and you do it year in and year out, to give of your precious time, give of your resources, give of your love for people that need your support. I just want to thank you very much. So please give yourselves a hand for what you do. It's very easy for us who got a job, for us who have some level of income, for some of us who have a home that we can live in, to forget those people who are out here struggling. But we're at a time in a city that's in a situation like we've never been before. And my job is to try to make sure that we do the right thing for the people of the city. And so, when I look at Dwayne and his leadership here, and I get something in the mail saying, you helped out last year, how about another donation this year? Well, I have sent my donation in, and just by coming here this morning and seeing the kind of support that you give for so many people, I'm going to give some more. So you will be getting another check from me. I had an opportunity to meet with Lloyd probably a month to 6 weeks ago on a real bad issue that a lot of you are dealing with. As you're out trying to do your jobs daily, there are a lot of communities that are very, very dangerous for you. And I have to tell you the truth, unless you're out there, you don't know. And he told me of a condition in certain parts of the country, of the city where you work, that you're at risk because you got, these dogs all over the place. And, for whatever reason, dogs just don't like mail carriers. For whatever reason, I don't know. And I don't think it's inbred, but it happened. And so he talked to me about what we could do with our Detroit Police Department, our Humane Society, and making sure that we help you to be safe as you do your jobs on a day-to-day basis. So we are looking at some different ideas, some different things, and if you've got ideas in terms of how we can help or how you can help us and we can come together and help each other, please get in contact with our office because we want you to be safe as you go through your daily, day-to-day responsibilities. So we'll do everything that we can legally to rid the city of these dangerous cats. I want you to know that from the mayor's office, from this administration, we want to get more involved with our community and do the things that you do on a daily basis. So we want to be your teammate. We want to make sure that you understand that you have our ear, that you will have our support. So for this particular day, I know that there are groceries that have been delivered down at our office that we need to get out here, so we will make sure that what we've collected gets out here, and then I think I will probably get an internal memo out within our office and say that people got to dig a little deeper and give a little more because the economy that we're in is very, very difficult, and there are so many families and people in need of this kind of help. We want to make sure that we step up to the plate. Thank you so very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for taking the time to be here. Thanks for caring. It's noticed, it's appreciated, we'll remember. Sandy Lamel, we're all familiar with, cannot be here today. I'm personally going to miss her. She's always fun, but she sent, of course, a very capable replacement voice, someone else to get us whipped up into a foaming lather.
Charges up.
He is the Vice President of NALC Branch 1. He is the personal hairstylist to Donald Trump. Carl Blasingham.
Good morning. Of all people, Donald Trump. I could have given you someone else. Yeah, Sandy was on assignment this week in D.C., so she is actually on her way back here. She won't make it to this particular event, but she will be back to get things rolling this Saturday. So she wants to express her apologies for not being here. And I'll have to talk to her later. 14 years that we got together.
19.
19. Somebody said 14. 19. Now, see, you know what? They gave the wrong information. I was going to say that, and we won't even go there. I know y'all can tell Sandy, he messed that up. All right, anyway, a lot of years. A lot of years. You know, I thought about some things I wanted to say, but I think the main thing I need to say is that we worked hard to help the community. We worked hard to get those who are in need, those who have lost their jobs, those who lost their homes. And I had talked to someone not too long ago and said, you know, the middle class was a stronghold of the country. Well, we don't have a middle class, we have a struggling class. Struggling to keep their homes, struggling to keep their kids in schools. They had some that just kids that come out of college because they have no money for them. They lost their homes because of the mortgage companies and so forth and so on. So those people who are making good money are in line to get food. And it's been mentioned many times that we're only a paycheck away from being in the same position. And so I just want to say to everyone here, I want to thank you in advance for all you're going to be doing. And I just ask that you motivate those out there who may not be as motivated as we are. To go ahead and do what needs to be done. Those you see every day when you deliver mail who are sitting there wondering how they're going to feed their kids. Kids have no clothes and we have a lot of fires, and now they have nothing. And so now they're looking in turn for someone to help them as well. So by all means, please motivate them. Do whatever it takes, because this year, as other years, is probably the most that we have people wanting food and somebody who cares. And I know you guys do. So once again, I want to thank you in advance. And when y'all tell Sandy my screw up, don't get too hard on me, okay?
Thank you, Carl Blasingham. Young people complain sometimes that their elected officials are inaccessible. I gotta tell you, if you can't find our next speaker, you haven't looked very hard. I am a big fan of Bob Picano, and one of the many reasons is he is always out in the community. He's always out working. He's there noticeable, he's approachable, you can see him, you can talk to him. Just a second, he's going to talk to us. He has been the Wayne County Sheriff. He is the Wayne County Executive. He's such a plan-ahead guy that he's working on a cookbook for Asian carp. Please welcome Robert Picano.
Thank you. Hey, we can sell it to make money for Wayne County. I'm all for it. We're gonna try it here. You know, this is definitely an honor and a pleasure for me. Like the mayor said, we just came from a breakfast. They call it the Big Four. It was up in Birmingham, in Bloomfield, Birmingham, Bloomfield, like, once you get past 8 Mile, it's all the same to me. But the interesting thing, and sometimes you do have to wonder, I mean, we had every camera there, we had, all the media there and things like this, but this is really the heart and soul of what gets done in a community. And I really applaud you for that. You have a thankless job, whether it's with the Teamsters, with the postal workers, whatever it may be, you have a thankless job because you are the ones that help create the middle class here in the United States. And at the same time, many times, you're the ones that get abused in the process when things get really bad. Regardless of that, you still step up and you give above and beyond. And you make a difference in the quality of life, not only here, but you do it really in all the areas that you serve as well. And I guess the best way to really reflect it in what we can say of how you take care of the community, and believe me, you are a safety net for it. We expect government to do so much. We know that the challenges that government has, we just can't do it all. You're part of the safety net that really helps those that deserve it the most. But probably what reflects that the most is a quote I like to use a lot of times. It's from a gentleman who was the senator from Minnesota, Hubert Humphrey, became vice president of the United States and even ran for the presidency. And one time somebody asked him, well, how do you judge how an organization or how a community is taking care of those that it should? He says, well, there's really 3 standards that you look at. How they take care of those that are in the dawn of life, children. How they take care of those that are in the dusk of life, seniors. And those that are in the shadows of life, the ones that really need the help and face the challenges that many times the community just ignores. How does an organization such as this, Gleaners, and with the Teamsters and with the letter carriers, you step up and you make that difference, especially for those that are in the shadows of life. So congratulations to you. We're enthused about it. You're filling a void and you're doing God's work here. God bless all of you.
Thank you, Bob Picano. Thank you again for making the time to be here. We will next hear from, representing the NBA Kim region. I'm going to have somebody explain to me later exactly what that means. But he's here, he's fired up like the rest of us. Something you might not know about him. He once had a tryout with the DSO. But it turns out they didn't need a bongo player. Please welcome Patrick Carroll.
I've got the harmonica down, but not the bongo. So, Carl, I'm going to bail you out of this one. It was 14 years we've been coming here to Gleaners to do this, 19 years for the food drive. You made no mistake. Go for it. Well, I bring greetings from President Rolando. As you know, the NALC has been a part of this food drive actually for 19 years. And for those 19 years, we have brought into this country over 1 billion pounds of food. Last year we had 77.1 million pounds of food. It was a new record. Certainly we hope to go over that this year. I know things are tough, but we always seem to be able to come through with this food drive, and it's because of the hard work that letter carriers and the clerks and the rural carriers and the postal service managers, everybody helps out on this, the largest single food drive in the history of the world. If you look at the situation that we're facing, 50 million households in this country lack sufficient food. And of those 50 million, 17 million of those have children or elderly folks. And we know what it's like when we miss a meal and it's 10 o'clock at night and we're hungry and we're crying and whining about it. Some of these folks don't eat for a long time, or they eat things that just aren't sufficient to maintain a healthy life. So we're certainly, and Wayne County, in case you didn't know, Wayne County is one of the top 5 in the state of Michigan that has the, what they call food insecurity, a lack of what it takes to keep people healthy and alive. So we will be ready to go, and certainly letter carriers, we're the hope, we're the ones every year that come through with this for those folks who are less fortunate than ourselves. I want to thank the Postal Service for what they do to help us out with this. The other sponsors, the rural carriers, and all the other sponsors, AFL, CIO, Campbell's, the work that the Teamsters do to help us out. This doesn't get done by one group of folks. So thank you again. Saturday, May 14th, we will be ready to go, and hopefully we will break that record from last year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pat. And that's a terrific point. What a group effort this is, what a conglomeration it is. The Teamsters, the letter carriers, management gets excited about it, everybody pitches in because the cause is so important. It's wonderful to see everybody kicking in, it's wonderful to see nobody's nodded off yet. And we are next going to bring up the district manager of the Detroit district. Liked, respected, appreciated, a man who likes dogs so much, he named his kids Fido and Spot. Please welcome Charles E. Howe. Oh, no. Tell you what, let's all shout his name real loud and maybe he'll hear us. Charles E. Howe!
Chuck.
Oh well.
What's up, Chuck?
All right then. We'll just step right along. Maybe he's out looking for Brooks Patterson. But next, and this is always a highlight, not to put the pressure on. We're talking about a man with such sidewalk fare and style that for show and tell in 3rd grade, he taught the class how to make a perfect martini. The postmaster of Detroit, an enormous friend to this cause, Lloyd Wesley Jr.
Well, amen. We're good to have you today. How are you this morning? Yes, you are. I'm not going to give you any statistics. I'm not going to tell you how bad it is out there. I'm going to tell you who you are. I'm going to tell you who you are by an illustration that's real. What is this? You're smart. There's a story in a book called the Bible about people who had been following someone for 3 days, and they were hungry. That thing about hunger has followed us since the beginning of time. They were hungry, but they only had one lad that had 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. Remember that story? So they brought to him, or he had them sit down in lots of 50 and 100, and then he took a piece of fish and a piece of bread and broke it, blessed it, and put it in. And here comes the miracle. Now you have cans next to you there. He then sent the disciples with those little crumbs in there out. Gotta be quick. You're kidding me. and they had not yet reached where they had to go, it kept getting heavier and heavier before they got to where they had to get to. You get the point? So by the time they got there, to the first group, it was full. You got it? Now, when the people, which were 5,000 men, and I'm sorry, ladies, back in those days, they didn't count the ladies. But if it was 5,000 men, it's always more women than men, isn't it? Look around you. So if it was 5,000 men, you had 8,000 ladies. So therefore you had 13,000 adults. Now if you had 13,000 adults, you always had more children than adults. So you probably had something like 26,000 kids. So what does that come to?
39,000.
Somebody said lots of people. More like 40,000 people. And they were all fed till they were full. And then they picked up the fragments. And when they picked up the fragments, what they found was 12 bushels of fragments left over. You got the point?
Yes.
No, I'll do it again.
19 years ago, somebody came up with an idea because of hungry people on their route. And that idea was spread to others. And here you are. Who are you? You are the disciples of God taking care of the problem of hunger. And as you go out, things are multiplying. As you go out with that idea, you're multiplying. You got the point yet?
Yes.
That one idea, that one thought that came from the love and care of that one person created a vision that you had bought into. You got the point? And now, you're going out. And you're going to do what?
Multiply.
You're multiplying. Don't make me pick this up. You're multiplying. Now, I want you to do one more thing. When you go back to your stations, and the Teamsters go back to your jobs, etc., Neil, you even got Neil excited. And I watch Neil every year. When he talks about it, he's serious. I watch him over there as that caravan comes down because it's touching his heart, and that's what you're doing for people. So as you go back, I want you to stand up. Would you stand up? As you go back, I want you going back with some excitement. Woo! There you go.
NALC member of Branch 654 Mount Clemens. I'm a letter carrier in New Baltimore, and
I actually, the first time I ever heard about it was 19 years ago, and we were in the basement at the Royal Oak Library, and this idea was broached, and everybody said, there's no way we can make this happen. We only had like 3 months, and our district manager at the time, Tom Newman, said, you obviously don't know letter carriers, and he was so right. It became part of us, and we do it every year, and we love it. I actually look forward to it. It's a great day. I always take the day off and help at my own post office, and we've got so many more people involved now, and really feel like we make a difference. And I see all the churches coming to pick up the food now, and it's just a great day. And I think we owe it all to letter carriers.